Mtazamaji wa ITV, ukishuhudia hapa sasa ni mkurugenzi mtendaji wa ITV Radio 1 Bi Joyce Mwavile akiwa akitoa neno hapa kuhusiana na shughuli yetu nzima hii ya mchakato.
Na kitu ambacho kimetufurahisha sana ni kwamba wanasayansi ambao ni ninyi, the young scientists, ambao mmekubali kujitosa ili kushiriki kwenye mashindano, mmeweza kufanya hivyo na tulipata watu walioshiriki wapatao 200. Lakini katika hao lazima wapo washindani wengine. Hao ambao wameshiriki ni washindani, isipokuwa nao wanatakiwa mwaka kesho tukirudi waendelee. Kwa sababu katika uchumi wa viwanda kitu kinachoitwa innovations, kitu kinachoitwa ubunifu ni muhimu sana. Kwa sababu ubunifu ndio unaleta mawazo mengine mapya katika vitu ambavyo viko siku zote. Hii Science Slam na hii kipindi cha kesho leo ni kwamba tunataka sisi vijana wetu waweze kuangalia kile ambacho kinatuzunguka, lakini waweze kukitumia katika kufanya ubunifu wa kisayansi. Ndivyo ambavyo watu wengi wanafanya kwenye nchi nyingi. Na sisi tunaamini kwamba na hata hapa nyumbani imekuwa ikifanyika hivyo, lakini sisi kama chombo cha habari hatujaweza kusema kwamba hebu tutoe nafasi ili wanasayansi wa kwetu nao waonyeshe uwezo wao katika kuweza kubuni. Kwa hiyo tulivyopatana na DW, kipindi tulivyokianza cha kesho leo, tukasema lazima tukitafsiri kwa Kiswahili ili kusudi watazamaji waweze kuelewa kesho leo maana yake ni nini. Kesho leo kwa maneno mepesi kabisa ni kwamba unaangalia vile ambavyo vinatuzunguka sisi sasa kwa ajili ya ubunifu wa kesho. Ndio maana hichi kipindi. Kwa hiyo tumefurahi sana kwamba kimepokelewa vizuri sana na vijana wengi walioshiriki, na tuna matumaini kwamba itaendelea. Na sisi kama chombo cha habari tukishirikiana na DW kwa ajili ya kupeleka ubunifu nje ya nchi, kwa sababu tunategemea kwamba lazima mtakuja mpate nafasi ya kuweza kushiriki kimataifa. Lakini tunaamini sisi kama ITV tunawajibika kutoa nafasi kwa vijana wetu kuweza kuonyesha ubunifu wao hapa nchini, uweze kuonwa na wote wahusika na wale ambao hawana interest ya kuona kwamba vijana anaweza kufanya mambo makubwa, ili waweze kuona kwa jinsi ambavyo tutakuwa tunafanya coverage. Kwa hiyo mimi nawashukuru sana, and for those who don't understand Kiswahili, all I told them was that we are happy that they have been able to come here, but most importantly, we are happy that they were able to participate in the competition so that they can showcase their capabilities, that they are innovators in their own right. So thank you very much. Na nashukuru sana kwa kuja, and let's enjoy the show. It's only for 2 hours. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Bi Joyce Mwavile huyo amemaliza kutoa neno na kutoa baraka zake sasa katika shughuli yetu hii.
Tanzania. Now, we also don't find a lot like this next gentleman that I'm going to call on stage right now. And this is none other than the DW's MD for Distribution, Marketing and Technology, Mr. Guido Bamhauer. Please, let's give a round of applause to Mr. Guido Bamhauer.
Welcome, willkommen, I heard the German word.
Naam, matangazo mubashara kutokea hapa makumbusho ya taifa, nyumba ya utamaduni Posta jijini Dar es Salaam. Kama unavyoshuhudia kupitia runinga yako, ni mashindano haya ambapo leo tuna takriban vijana 8, lakini atahitajika kupatikana yule kinara katika yale mawazo.
And I'm sure you already heard a lot about the reputation of Germans delivering speeches. A good speech in Germany is about an hour and a half. I'm trying to cut this to 3 minutes, okay? So bear with me, because I thank you all for coming to this great venue and standing here on stage. This looks so wonderful, and I think you should give yourselves just an applause for being here, because you look wonderful, you look great. And of course, we're very happy for all these people who can follow us on Facebook Live, thanks to Millard Ayo and his team. Thanks to ITV, they can watch it on TV, and thanks to Capital FM and Milimani FM, you can listen to us and avoid by this having to look at me. So that's probably an advantage for some. Now, obviously, Deutsche Welle is super proud. We are very proud to be with you together on this Kesholeo Science Slam, and especially as ITV and Deutsche Welle go back a very long time. Some of you might not even have been born by then. But hey, 2001, I can fully remember, was a great year. It was the year when we started to cooperate in radio and television. And then last year we had the idea to start Kesholeo. Now, we talked about Kesholeo all the time. We're talking about Kesholeo all the time. Now tell me, who of you has watched the program already? Oh, that many? What about you up there? Okay, so there's definitely something you should be doing. Okay, Science Slam is one thing. Watching the program is definitely the next big thing for you. And it makes me proud to see Kesholeo everywhere in the city, at least at some spots. And I was never so happy to stand in a traffic jam like today, because the traffic stopped. I look out of the window, and there was a huge billboard which said Kesholeo. So next time you see these billboards, you make sure you can watch it on ITV and follow it. But today we celebrate another milestone together, which is the Kesholeo Science Slam, the first Science Slam ever. And in some of your faces I can see, well, they always talking about the Science Slam. What is it? And your hosts have told you already. They will give you a lot of information about this. All I can tell you is we had 200 applications coming our way, 200 proposals, of which 150 were valid. And then out of these, we have chosen 8 finalists. So in a way, we already have winners here, because to be here today is special in itself. So give them a round of applause to the 8 finalists. And of course, to everybody who participated in the first Science Slam ever. So thanks, of course, to the University of Dar es Salaam. You know, he's represented here by Professor Lima, so you'll be speaking right after me. So that is the teaser for you. But there's kind of a fun fact, something I needed to disclose. There are 2 people who unfortunately cannot be here. These are 2 project organizers in Germany, Fabienne and Laura. And they cannot be here for a very good reason. Yes, both are giving birth to their babies next month. So you can imagine the level of emotion that was going into the planning of this event. I'm sure you can. So please give a big round of applause to the big bellies from Germany. And of course, there are a couple of people that hate to be on stage, that hate the spotlight, but yet they did a great job. This is Sevan hiding over there. It's Temi, who was hiding so badly that he can be seen over here. And then Balthazar, who just told me to put the microphone closer to me. So just give them a hand, because they put a lot of work here. And the last round of applause, of course, goes to ITV, Joyce and Guigi and their teams. Without them, we wouldn't be here. So then your hands should be warm. So just warm them up again, and please give us a last round of applause. And now, of course, the floor is almost to the finalists. And I'm glad to see how relaxed you are. I'm really impressed to see. And I'm sure none of you are nervous. It's going to be, this will be your moment of a lifetime. So thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Guido. Thank you.
Shall I keep it or leave it?
Oh, you can just leave it there.
Just leave it.
Thank you very much. Again, warm applauses for Mr. Guido. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, last but not least, please welcome to the stage Professor Liumo, Principal of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences from the University of Dar es Salaam.
Habarini za mchana, mambo, hamjambo. Okay, napenda ni shukuru na mimi kama wenzangu walivyoanza kusema kwa kukaribishwa mahali hapa na kushirikishwa katika zoezi zima la kuanzisha hii Science Slam in Tanzania. Hatukuwa nayo lakini sasa tunaianza, kwa hiyo tumefurahi sana sisi kama ndaki ya sayansi asilia na tumizi ya Chuo Kikuu cha Dar es Salaam tulishiriki toka mwanzo. Tunawashukuru sana ITV na Deutsche Welle kutuhusisha katika swala hili, na nikawa najiuliza sana kwa nini sisi na sio vyuo vingine, nikakumbuka kwamba science ya chuo kikuu kufanya research ilianzia University of Dar es Salaam. It's the first college ndiyo iliyoanza kufanya research za science, ndiyo ilianza pia kufanya tafiti na innovations za science. Sasa maneno mengine nitachanganya, lakini ndio hivyo. Lakini tunazo wanafunzi wengi sana, wataalamu wengi sana wanaofanya science, na tatizo letu kubwa kama mnavyoniona hapa nimesimama hivi, wanasayansi ni vigumu sana kucommunicate, kuwasilisha sayansi yao kwa wananchi, kuweza kuitumia. Sasa platform ambayo wametupa ITV, wametupa Deutsche Welle, ninaomba wanasayansi wote tuweze kuitumia. Tuwapigie makofi ITV na Deutsche Welle tafadhali. Namshukuru sana mkurugenzi kwa kutushirikisha na kuwashirikisha university nyingine. Nafikiri hao waliofika hapa ni university mbalimbali. Katika maabara zetu kuna tafiti nyingi zinazoendelea na matokeo mengi yanayotoka. Kuna innovation nyingi zinazoendelea, ndogo na kubwa, lakini mara nyingi tunaona zile ambazo zinatoka huko mtaani watu wanasema vipi, lakini hawajazipata zinazotoka kwa wanasayansi wenyewe wa vyuo vikuu. Kwa hiyo tunaomba vyuo vikuu tutumie opportunity hii kwa ajili ya kupeleka science kwa wananchi, ili sayansi yetu iwe for development, sustainable development. Tukionyesha vizuri, wale wawekezaji, wale ambao wana uwezo wanaweza wakaipromote na ikafanya kazi kwa watu. Kwa hiyo kwa wenzetu wanafunzi ambao wameweza kupata hii nafasi, nyinyi tayari ni washindi. Kwa hiyo tunawatakia kila laheri, muonyeshe sayansi yenu, sijui mtafanyaje, kwa sababu hii ni mara ya kwanza kufika mahali kama hapa na kuanza kusema sayansi kwa njia rahisi, simple but clear way. Kuleta ile sayansi ngumu ya physics, chemistry, biology, kuileta kwenye language ambayo hata mama yako au bibi yako anaweza kaielewa. Kwa hiyo leo tunaanza, lakini ningeomba sana Deutsche Welle, ITV isiishie hapa. Hii program nafikiri ni program nzuri. Ni kweli ni nzuri au ni mbaya? Kwa hiyo nafikiri na umefanya vizuri sana kutuletea wanafunzi ambao ni wanasayansi wa kesho. So students who are here, please look at it, go innovate, research, discover, and prepare yourself to explain to others the science to the community for sustainable development. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank the Deutsche Welle. I'd like to thank also ITV and all members, all people who are here in this gathering for this occasion. Thank you very much.
Well, another round of applause to the professor there. Now, the meaning of a science slum, for those people who don't have a clue with regard to what science slum is. Well, a science slum is a scientific talk where scientists present their scientific researches, but to people who are not scientists, like to non-specialists, so that, you know, it is overwhelming and we understand it right there and then. And this is what these guys are going to do here. But with regard to this science slum, it's a bit different. We had more than hundreds of participants or contestants, but now we're down to only 8 contestants who will be here, and they'll be talking about their science situations. Now, what are the prizes of these winners who we see here?
Yeah, of course, there's no competition without a prize.
Yes.
Aren't I right? So, for our first winner, the prize will be an iMac. For our second winner, the prize will be an iPad. And for our third winner, the prize will be an iPhone. Yes.
Can we have a round of applause to that?
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, of course, no winners can be chosen without a jury, which we'll present a bit later. But there is a system. And today we have something a bit unique. We have 2 voting systems. So our first evaluation will be by the jury, and the second one will be by you, our audience today, which Sebastian will explain a bit later. So the jury evaluation system will be looking at the topic of all our candidates, the clarity and understanding of your topic, also the relevance and your presentation. But of course, one of the most important things, your presentation can be great, but when you come on stage, you have to have a great personality, you know? So to all our contestants, good luck.
Well, the most important thing that we have to do here, we have the power of influencing the judges in a bit, but also influencing the winner. So we have to make a round of applause at the end of every presentation. Can we try to do that right now? Can we have a round of applause to me? Okay, so the winner, like the ones that you see are better than the others, please make sure the round of applause is bigger than that, because I didn't make any scientific thing here. Okay?
Well, it was a good effort anyways. So now, there are a few ground rules for all our presenters. You have 8 minutes to do your presentation. And once those 8 minutes are done, because we know you don't have a timer, there will be some acoustic music from the DJ that will signal you that your time is up. So please take advantage of these 8 minutes. They might seem long, but they're very, very short, okay? Yeah. So then we'll proceed to introduce our juries. If they won't mind coming up to the stage so that you can see them one by one. First, I would love to introduce the channel director of ITV, Mr. Macharia Koegi. Please, welcome to the stage. A lot of applauses, please. Welcome, welcome. Next, I would like to introduce Dr. Gladness Temu from the University of Dar es Salaam.
And last but not least, we were to have Judith Hartle from DW, but unfortunately we couldn't have her. And so the ever-loving Mr. Guido Bamhauer will take her place. Well, as you can see, we called them on stage so that you can see that there's no soft judge and harsh judge. They are all very serious with regard to what they're going to do next. Thank you very much, our judges.
Thank you.
Can you please
Welcome.
go back? A round of applause to them, please. And now, we're heading to the most important part of this event. And this is to see the presentations. We have the contestants there. They have prepared their material. And now, they're going to give us what they have prepared. And first of all, I would like for all of us to please be quiet when the presentation is going on, because at the end, I'm going to ask questions. So please bear with me in the quietness. First of all, we're going to have Idrissa Abu for his presentation. Welcome, Mr. Idrissa.
Welcome, Idrissa.
Matangazo ya moja kwa moja, mtazamaji, tukiwa hapa makumbusho ya taifa, nyumba ya na washiriki sasa ndo kama hivyo ulivyoshuhudia mtazamaji wameitwa, lakini vile vile tulishuhudia majaji wakitambulishwa pale mbele. Sasa kazi inaanza hapa kwa ajili ya washiriki. Sasa ni matangazo mubashara haya.
Okay, my name is Idrissa Abu. I'm a student from Sekolah University of Agriculture, and I'm taking a Bachelor of Environmental Science and Management. So, okay, today I'm going to present to you a system that is going to reduce global warming by more than 60%. Just imagine that, okay? So, you see, usually when people visit the internet, there are those sites in which people visit daily, or maybe on a 2-day basis, or maybe on a 3-day basis. For example, someone sitting among us there, maybe taking a selfie right now, and then posting it to Facebook. And then tomorrow, he'll log in again to see how many likes and comments he has gotten. You see that? So someone found himself visiting Facebook almost every day. And also another person might be visiting BBC Swahili every day so that he can get daily news. But for me, I usually visit a live science blog on a 2-day basis or maybe on a 3-day basis so that I can get news on how science develops throughout the world. So I think I'm a bit in love with science, aren't I? So the point here is that when one day I was visiting the live science blog, I saw an article saying that over 100 million people by 2030 are going to be exposed to extreme poverty because of the health effects associated with increased heat. Just think about that. We're talking about more than 100 million people. But then some people are very stubborn. They're going to think, this guy is talking about things of 2030 or in 2019. Oh man, if you're so stubborn, if you think you're not going to reach 2030, then think about your child. Think about your grandchild. What kind of world is he going to live on later on at that time? Okay, so here I'm going to show you at summary the effects of global warming. For example, we could see what happened in India. Okay, thank you. Okay, we could see what happened in India. Many people died, and also some people failed to do their economic activities as a result of effects of global warming. The health complications they faced due to that. Look, even children didn't grow well because just of the adverse effect they got due to global warming. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I did a small research and found that increased heat is caused by accumulation of greenhouse gases. And in the greenhouse gases, the most common ones have carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and some F gases. But if you take a close look at this, carbon dioxide occupies almost 80% of the chart. So it seems carbon dioxide is the major contributor to greenhouse gases. So I was thinking, can't you do something to the industry so that you can reduce the amount of carbon dioxide that goes up and accumulates as greenhouse gases? Because as you see, in carbon dioxide here, the major contributor comes from fossil fuels and industrial processes. So ladies and gentlemen, let me present to you my project A. In this project, I'm going to show you a mechanism in which we are going to have a system connected to the outlet of an industry, take out the carbon dioxide, and convert it into a useful product. That product is urea fertilizer. As you see here, we have our industry, and here is our system. As you know, the industrial emissions don't only contain carbon dioxide, but in order for us to make urea fertilizer, we need pure carbon dioxide. So how are we going to separate carbon dioxide from all other gases? For example, when you're in a meeting, and then people are contributing their ideas, let's do this and this, let's do this and this, and then there's usually that one person, when he contributes his or her idea, people start doing like this. Ukiona hivyo ujue your point is not sensible. You see? So people neglect you. So like here, we're going to neglect other gases and check only carbon dioxide. How? This pipe here contains sodium hydroxide, and then when other gases come here, carbon dioxide will react with sodium hydroxide to form sodium carbonate. And then other gases will be released through these pores over here. So we have sodium carbonate accumulating here, and then it will be passed through lime water and form calcium carbonate. And then our calcium carbonate here is going to be heated to give calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide is solid, so our carbon dioxide as it is going to pass through here into this reaction chamber. In this reaction chamber, it's going to react with ammonia to form urea. But the product here is not only urea, there's also water. So we don't need this water. We're going to remove this water through this evaporation chamber. Water is going to go out through the tube, and then we're going to have our urea passing through this into the granulator chamber. In this granulator chamber, we're going to convert a large mass of urea into a smaller mass, which is going to be stored in this chamber here. Actually, this system is going to look on outside like this. If it is made practical. This is just an example, actually. And so, some people might be thinking, this guy seems to be in love with fertilizer. Why did he choose to convert carbon dioxide into fertilizer? Come on. I've ordered, here I have ordered a long-sleeve t-shirt. I love long-sleeve t-shirts, but I'm not in love with fertilizer because fertilizers actually stink. But I've chosen it because, look, we are human beings, and we need food for our survival. Because we need food for our survival, then we have to support agriculture. We have to support our farmers. So in doing that, just imagine, this system is going to help reduce global warming by almost 60% and even above if it is made mandatory. If every industry in the country, or maybe in Africa, or maybe in the whole world, is made to have this system, therefore it means the price of fertilizer is actually going to go down, isn't it? So if the price of fertilizer is going to go down, farmers will acquire fertilizer at a cheaper price. Next, some people will need to be employed to work in this system here. So increase employment opportunities. But the major important thing here is this one. People are going to be safe, our future generation, because global warming is going to be reduced by 60%. And also, to the industrialists, how are they going to benefit from this? How are they going to benefit from this? One 50-kilogram bag of urea fertilizer costs almost 40 to 41,000 Tanzania shillings. Now, just imagine, if the industries produce this, they're going to do a double job. They're going to produce their products, and then they're also going to produce fertilizer. You see that? So we're going to have the industries also benefiting from this project. So this was a short summary of my presentation. But before I leave, I want to share with you something else. One of my former lecturers said to me that success comes from value. If you value something, then success will automatically come to itself. For example, if you're a doctor, if you're a plumber, if you're a teacher, whatever you're doing, if you do 200% of what you're doing, then success will automatically come. You don't expect to have success if for whatever you are doing, you're not doing at its best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Idrissa, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So, without further ado, next on stage is Christina Frederick Kibuta. Please, welcome. You need a pointer this one, and this is go up, go down on this side. Okay? Yeah, and this is pointer.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So some of you are wondering why I'm wearing a coat and these goggles. No, we are not going to experience an explosion. Don't be afraid, okay? Okay, so my name is Christina Frederick Kibuta. I'm a chemist. That's why I'm wearing this coat and these goggles, because anything can happen. And so my famous and wonderful project is preparation of sodium alginate from gum, from a sorghum species for industrial use as a thickener. So now I'm wondering, I'm sure all of you are wondering what is sodium alginate and what is sargassum. Don't worry, I'm going to answer all your questions. Stay put. Okay, so that is sargassum. Sargassum in Kiswahili is mwani. I think all of you know mwani. It's a brown seaweed that is found in the oceans. It's also mined in Zanzibar. It's actually all over the oceans. You can easily find it in the coral reefs or in the shallow waters. So the next thing I think from my project is sodium alginate. So I'm sure you're wondering, okay, is sodium alginate a cat or is it an animal? So I'm going to tell you what it is. So that is sodium alginate. Looks a bit scary, right? It's okay. So that's the structural formula of sodium alginate, and that's the form. Like if you go to the market and you want to buy sodium alginate, you'll find it in that form. It's like, so kwa kifupi ni kama gundi, right? Kwa hiyo ukiulizwa sodium alginate nini, ipo kama gundi hivi. Okay. So now why, so let me remove my Googles. I'm sure some of you are very scared of me right now. Okay, so why am I really interested in this project? It's because I like dressing. I think I look good, right? Okay. So the reason as to why I chose this kind of project is because I love looking good. And so what does sodium alginate contribute in me looking good? So this sodium alginate is used in textile industries. It is added to dyes. So like raw materials that used to make clothes are basically sisal or cotton, and they're white in color or creamy in color. So if you want to add some colors to that cloth or to the cotton or to the sisal, you need dyes, colored dyes. It can either be blue. You can just look at your clothes right now. All of you are wearing maybe blue and red. So aren't you wondering how the color got to your clothes? Because cotton is actually white in color. So now I'm going to tell you. So this is how, if you're wearing red, this is how red got to your cloth. So sodium alginate, as I showed you before, it's a gum. It's ni kama gundi. Kwa hiyo inaongezwa kwenye the dyes, it's added to the dyes for printing and for binding those colors to your cloth. So we can see example of clothes like this one. They look really pretty, right? Yeah, so that's the compound that binds the colors to your cloth. And so why sodium alginate? Because there's so many other thickeners or binders au kuna gundi nyingi ambazo zinatumika kuweka rangi katika nguo zenu. Lakini kwa nini nimeamua kutumia sodium alginate? So these are the properties that sodium alginate has that makes it a very beautiful thickener. So it's inert in property, it's natural and non-toxic and very economic, and it binds dyes to the cloth in a very good way. So what makes my project interesting? What makes my project interesting is that currently in the country, or in Africa actually, there is no country that is producing sodium alginate. It's very funny because we are surrounded by the Indian Ocean, we are surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, then we have the Red Sea, and we have the Mediterranean Sea, and wonderfully enough, we are not making such a product while we have the raw materials for such a product easily available, and it's actually farmed in Zanzibar here in Tanzania. So I'm really wondering, why aren't we making such a product? And it's a very important ingredient. So this project is really to show you that we really need to, Tanzania has to come up as one of the African countries that will be able to produce this. So as you can see, Europe produces it. In Africa, we have a dash and a dash, meaning they don't produce it. Then America produces it. The Asia Pacific produces it. Okay, so as I said, in Zanzibar, we have this farming that's going on. And actually, Zanzibar exports the raw material for sodium alginate to other countries. So we have 2 companies that export this product. It goes to France and then it goes to Denmark. So I'm wondering, if we are really exporting such a product, why can't we add value to the product and make something of greater value and then be able to export it? And because even in, currently, the current situation is that no African country is doing it. So it's going to be a very good opportunity for Tanzania if we take this project at hand and then produce such a compound and be able to export it to other countries. So, okay, so how is it relevant? You see, our president, Dr. Magufuli, has the Vision 2025. And according to the vision, it's supposed to bring Tanzania to a middle-class economy country. And one of the strategies is using industrialization. We have to have industries. So we do have we do have several industries in the country like NIDA, Arusha textile industries. So we need to come up with more industries. And for the textile industries to develop, we need such a binder. Tunahitaji hiyo gundi ambayo itatuwekea rangi katika nguo zetu. Hatuwezi kuvaa nguo nyeupe tu kila mmoja, right? Utavaji tu nguo nyeupe kama nesi. No, you need to wear something like red, nini. So yeah, so with that, we need such a binder in the country. And how is this going to help? We are going to add more employment opportunities to most Tanzanians, and we are going to eradicate poverty. So I believe my project is quite interesting because it's going to give many of us employment opportunities. It's going to boost Tanzania. It's going to make Tanzania really famous. Don't you want to be famous? Yeah, so it's gonna put Tanzania there on top. And this is actually to say, what we say in Kiswahili is kama kuunga mkono sera ya raisi kwamba anataka kuendeleza viwanda, na katika viwanda lazima kuwe na viwanda vya nguo. Watu wanapenda kuvaa. Okay, so another use of this sodium alginate inatumika kwenye kutengenezea ice cream. It's used in making ice creams. It's used in cakes. Kama unapenda kula keki, you have actually been eating sodium alginate. Isn't that scary? Okay. Yeah, so my acknowledgement. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much, Christina. And now we head on to Coleman Ndatembea. A round of applause to Coleman Ndatembea.
Greetings, everyone. So, do you all remember how creative and problem-solving you were as a kid? Like, we had all these problem-solving skills. You needed something, you made it. Like, you needed a car, you took like sticks, plastic bottles, old slippers, you made a toy car. Like, you couldn't cook in a real time, but we had those kujipikilisha stuff. So, like, whenever we had a problem ahead of us, we always found a way to solve it by using the materials around us. All right?
Naam, mtazamaji, bado ukiendelea kutazama matangazo yetu mubashara kutokea hapa Makumbusho Taifa, nyumba ya utamaduni iliyoko Posta jijini Dar es Salaam. Washiriki ndio hao, inaonekana wengi hapa, mawazo ni mazito na yenye kueleweka sana. Tumeshashuhudia mshiriki wa kwanza ametambulisha wazo lake, lakini vile vile wa pili, kadhalika huyu wa tatu hapa kama ambavyo unashuhudia bado akiendelea kutoa wazo lake.
How creative he was. Like, he doesn't have to buy a toy car from a shop or whatever. He has material around him, and he could. Oh, this seems new to me. He could use the material to make his own toy car. So, like, the question is, what if we took this attitude to adulthood and use these problem-solving skills and creativity to solve the challenges that face us as a community? How could we go about it? That's what I hope to present to you today. So, my name is Coleman Ndatembea. Today I will present on the design cycle, and I will use my project, the Cairo wheelchair, as the example. So what is a design cycle? A design cycle is this step-by-step process that you use to solve a problem. That you have a problem here, a solution here. What steps do you take to move from the problem to the solution? So, like, you have a problem here. You need to gather information about that problem. And then you need to think of ideas, experiment on those ideas, and choose the best one. From there, you can start building that solution as from your idea. And after you get a solution, you should test it, get feedback, and go around the cycle again. So to experiment like, does this cycle work? I'm going to present my project so that you can see how we use this cycle and this process to create a technology for children with cerebral palsy. So it all started with these three people, Imon, Coleman, and Gulak, at Twende Innovation Center in Arusha, where we are working with children with cerebral palsy. And they have a lot of challenges. But let me explain what cerebral palsy is first. Cerebral palsy is this cognitive condition that affects the part of the brain that is responsible for movement, muscle tone, and posture. So as a result, a person might experience difficulty in walking, difficulty in moving, muscle scams, and etc. So in taking care of these people, you need several equipment. So some of the equipment you need is like normal wheelchairs, standing frame, and something like a bed for resting and changing clothes. So having to buy all of this takes a lot of space at home. It's also very expensive. And also as the child grows, you need to buy a new wheelchair every 2 or 3 years. So we had a problem that ahead of us. That we create a wheelchair to perform all the 3 functions. We thought we could. So we started shaping the idea, gathering information, like what wheelchairs market currently, what are the materials that we could use and the technology that we could use. And then we started putting the idea on paper, then making little models of it, knowing what materials we could use around. From there, we started designing on the computer through a CAD program. That's where our science came in. So we designed, and at the end, we had a detailed design. Now we only had to build it. So we started building and building and building until the idea started to materialize. Now we had a wheelchair that could do all these functions. It can act as a wheelchair, as a standing frame, and as a bed. So you don't need to buy only 3 equipments. And also it has an added feature. Thank you. And also it has an added feature, as I told you. Cerebral palsy affects a person when they're a child, before birth, during birth, or in the early years of childhood. So they grow with this condition. Therefore, as the kid grows, you need to buy a new wheelchair every 2 or 3 years. So this is a huge financial burden, including the patient care and all that. So this chair, instead of buying a new wheelchair every 2 or 3 years as the child grows, it can be reconfigured to accommodate the user in an amount of time that you would have to buy 2 or 3 wheelchairs. So after we made this, we were working with the community, with Jaffer Academy. It's a school that has a special unit for these children. So we were working with them at every step of the process. Why? Because you want to create something that really addresses the challenges of those people. So after we made this, we were consulting them at every step of the process. But after we made it, we did a test, we got feedback, and we knew that we needed to improve this. So we improved it, and then we started building again. And while building, we did some tests to see if it works. So this is testing of the wheelchair under normal conditions, like this is a normal user. And this is testing of the wheelchair under extreme conditions, like a really heavy user in a really rough road. So at the end of the day, we had another prototype. This is the second prototype. So we again took it to testing, see how it worked, and it worked successfully. So you might be wondering, is this useful? Like, okay, fine, it's a cool technology, but is it useful? Yes, it is. Why? As I told you, currently they have to buy 3 equipment. You need to buy a wheelchair for almost 700,000. You need to buy a standing frame for almost 150,000 Tanzanian shillings. And then you need to buy a bench or a bed. And then you need to buy the wheelchair every 2 or 3 years as the child grows. So this is a huge financial burden. But with this one design, you can use the same chair around and around. Second, why is it useful? It's the first design of its kind. Not in Tanzania, not in Africa, in the world, considering the combination of features that it has. And third, we are sure that it's going to help the people that we are targeting because we work with them. Every feature that we include here, they needed it. We consulted them to make sure that it's something that they need in their daily use. So now we have a solution that works. How do we get it to the user? Like, is it being used already? No, not yet. We thought, like, let's do some testing. We have seen that it works, but let's do some testing in different communities to see how it responds over long-term use. So we have been successful at that with help from here and there. So this week, actually, we started making a few more chairs that we are going to test in different communities so that we can see how it works in a school and at home, in rural areas and in urban areas, and see so that when it comes to the market, we will be sure that it addresses, it can sustain use in a long time. So let's go back to the first point I was talking about, the design cycle. So you have seen how the design cycle worked with us. We have gone through it like a lot of times. During making, like creating a solution, you go through around the cycle a lot of times. For example, if you are making this TV, maybe you had the challenge of like, how can we make it transportable? Now you go again through the cycle. How do we make it have clear pictures? Going through the cycle. How do we feed in the videos? Going through the cycle. So like, it's a repetitive cycle that goes on even after the product comes out to the market, and that's why we experience new products every day in the market. But you might be thinking, maybe I'm not a scientist. What do I do? No. This thing can be done by everyone. You will need scientific and technical assistance, but then every one of us, like science, arts, whatever you do, as a child you are creative and you are making things. So you can still do that. You need the technical bit, that's where we come in, but you can start the process. You are the one who are facing those challenges. So if you start the process and scientist comes in, like an amazing technology can come from it. So like, I urge each and every one of you.
Thank you, Coleman. Thank you.
It seems my time is up.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Next to the stage, please welcome Cosmas Ferdinand.
Mtazamaji, unashuhudia sasa, huyu ni mshiriki wa tatu, na nikukumbushe kwamba wako washiriki takriban 8 hapa, na kila mmoja anajaribu kutoa wazo lake, na mwisho wa siku basi atakayeibuka kidedea kuna zawadi tajwa ambazo atapatiwa kama motisha ama kama nguvu kwa ajili ya kesho ambayo inahitajika na dunia. Mawazo haya ya kisayansi ni vijana hawa kutoka vyuo mbalimbali ambao waliwasilisha mawazo yao, na ukapatikana mchujo ambao leo hii tukizungumza wako vijana 8. Ni mawazo ambayo yanahitajika, ndio maana basi paka mchakato huu unaandaliwa, ama hakika basi vijana hasa wanahitajika, ndio maana leo hii tukizungumzia kesho leo.
That is a native from southern part of Mexico, but nowadays it is widely cultivated in many parts of the world. And this is a picture of sisal plant.
Na mtazamaji, ukishuhudia hapa bado tupo katika kupata mawazo bora katika hawa vijana ambao leo hii wako hapa tukizungumza, vijana 8 ambao mawazo yao yanahitajika, na kila mmoja anajaribu kutoa wazo ambalo litakuwa na mantiki ama manufaa kwa kile ambacho yanaamini kwamba tunaweza tukapata matokeo mapya.
The suitability of sisal fibers in textile industry for manufacturing clothes. Now, for many years, cotton has been the main raw material for production of clothing materials. While in Tanzania, we have a larger quantity of sisal, and statistically it has been reported that Tanzania is the second leading producer of sisal after Brazil. And according to the report of Food Agricultural Organization, about 4.5 million tons of sisal are produced worldwide. And Tanzania, according to the report of 2017, Tanzania produced about 47,000 tons of sisal. But the sisal that are produced in Tanzania is currently used for production of agricultural twines, sisal loops, sisal sacks, and African bag. And the other is used for domestic purpose for production of lumber belts, lugs, mats, and others. But despite the larger quantity of sisal that are produced in Tanzania, still it is not used in the textile industry due to the problem of sisal, which is coarseness and the stiffness nature. That means the sisal is very coarse and is very stiff. That the problem which limits it to be used in the textile industry is because the coarseness and the stiffness of sisal fiber limit them to undergo spinability in order to produce quality yarns which can be used in the clothing manufacturing. Now, what has been done? So in my project, I tried to find a method in order to modify sisal fiber so that it can be used as a clothing material in textile industry. Now, a chemical method was developed in order to modify and soften them so that they can be used as a textile material in a textile industry in Tanzania. the method was developed, tested, and optimized. As it is, the result obtained is like this. This one is a unmodified sisal fiber, and after softening, I got this one, which is a modified sisal fiber. And the more interesting part, after modification, the fiber was able to accept the dye. And the dye remained fixed even after several washing. As you can see here, after several washing with different classes of dye, the fiber remained, the color remained fixed in the dye, in the fiber. This indicates that even if we wash your clothes, if we remake the clothes from the sisal fiber, the clothes will not wash away, the color will not wash away from the sisal fiber. As it can be seen, this one is unwashed fiber, and this is a washed fiber for reactive red, and this is also for reactive black. This is unwashed, and this is washed, and this one also, this is washed and unwashed. So you can see there was a little fading upon washing, which in a standard gray scale, it was given 4 out of 5. That means very good. That means the color remained fixed in the fibers. Now, implication of the project. Now, if sisal fiber will be able to be used as a textile material, that means it will contribute to revival textile industries in Tanzania that are declining due to the shortage of raw materials. As you know, population is increasing, the demand for clothing material is increasing, and the clothing is one of the basic needs of human being. Now, if sisal fiber will be one of the raw materials that will be used in textile industry for production of clothing, that means will contribute to revive the textile industry in Tanzania. And this will concur with the Tanzania Development Vision of 2025, aiming at transforming the country into a strong country of middle-income economy. Also, the use of sisal fiber in textile industry will create employment because many local spinners will be involved in the textile industry for different uses. But also the value addition of the sisal itself, the sisal fiber, the price of sisal fiber will be increased because there will be high demand of sisal fiber if the fiber will be used in textile industry. But also the project will help to address environmental pollution, which is a global concern because most of the textile industries, they are using cotton, which its production involves a lot of agricultural fertilizer, agricultural pesticide, and a larger consumption of water, which gives rise to the economic distress and environmental pollution. Now, if sisal, which does not involve the use of those agricultural pesticide, fertilizer, and the water, and the larger consumption of water will be used in textile industry, that means we help to resolve the problem of environmental pollution, which is a global concern nowadays. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Cosmas. Thank you, Cosmas. Thank you.
Cosmas wanted to leave with our marker. Well, thank you very much. That's the first 4 of our presentations. Can we have a round of applause to all the 4 presentations, please? Oh, yes. And Zainab, you'll agree with me that this is going to be a very tough job for the judges, right?
Very. Those were very strong contestants. And
okay.
Only the first 4.
Yes, and that's only the first 4. We're going to have the next 4. But first, we're going to have a recap of what the first 4 were so that when you hear of the winner, you know who did what. The first one was Idrissa Abu, and he was speaking about converting carbon dioxide from industries into urea fertilizers. He was saying that carbon dioxide is produced in large quantities in industries and it can be used as fertilizers. The second one was Christina Kibuta, and she was speaking about sarcasm, and how it can be used especially in textile industries for thickeners. And he was speaking that it does not wash out easily and it doesn't react with dye. So she was speaking about clothing and all sorts of that. And he was speaking about, she spoke about being famous as well.
Yes.
So that's the one.
Maybe one day.
Yes. And the third one?
Well, our third contestant was Coleman Tembea with his project, the Chiaro Chair. Sorry, I think I pronounced it well. His project was all about helping children with cerebral palsy and also relieving the burden on parents with not having to buy several equipments to help their children with their disease. Then our fourth contestant was Mr. Cosmas Ferdinand, who talked about the modification of sisal fibers for textile, which for most of us, we know that Tanzania, we produce a lot, we have a lot of sisal fiber. So, yeah.
Well, a round of applause to the 4 contestants again. We still have more to come, and for the people who are watching, we are live at ITV, DW, also live on Mashindano, YouTube, and all sorts of other news channels. Next on stage, we have Camilla Ranson. Welcome to the stage, Camilla Ranson. A round of applause to her, please.
Matangazo moja kwa moja haya, mtazamaji, ukiendelea kufurahia nasi kutokea hapa Makumbusho ya Taifa, nyumba ya utamaduni, na washiriki wamekwisha onyesha baadhi ya yale mawazo yao, lakini vile vile bado tuko na takriban washiriki wengine hapa. Naam, tuendelee kufuatilia kwa pamoja.
The exciting story of my project. And my name is Camilla Ranson, and I come from the University of Dar es Salaam.
Naam, ni mshiriki huyo wa 5 sasa akijiandaa kuleta wazo lake hapa. Bado kila mtu macho kwake kuangalia kile ambacho anataka kukifanya ni nini hasa. Tumekuja shuhudia washiriki kadhaa waliopita, kwanza, wa pili, wa 3, wa 4, hatimaye huyu sasa ni wa 5. Tuko na washiriki 8 hapa.
Specifically tomato pest. We usually see farmers in farms spraying chemicals. While they are spraying those chemicals, they cover up their bodies. And have you asked yourself, why are they covering their bodies? And why are they not covering their bodies when they're excited of the great harvest they have? The truth is that there must be something that they're preventing themselves to come into contact with them. And they forget that they not only protect themselves from that harmness, from that toxicity, but actually the toxicity effect is the cycle. We can see from the farmer spraying in chemicals in farms, these chemicals can leach into water bodies. And once they leach into water bodies, they affect the life underwater. And not only underwater, but the pollution itself of the chemicals affect the people together with the organisms on the terrestrial environment. Example, you can see the effects of these chemicals. People can have autism. Pregnant women can have birth defects. Kids and other adults can have respiratory diseases. They can have leukemia and cancer. So we all agree that these chemical pesticides are very harmful to us and to all other organisms. And this is the exciting part of my project, that I had to think of an alternative way that will go against or will overcome the effects that comes from the chemical pesticides. And the idea is on the use of biopesticides. Biopesticides are the types of pesticides that are derived from living organisms, such as plants, such as animals, and such as bacteria and fungus. Of course, you can be surprised, how can a plant, how can an animal, how can a fungus be used to control pests? Yes, it is very, very possible through the research. So due to these bad side effects of the chemical pesticides, we see that these biological pesticides are not an option, and they are the best alternative for pest control. So, have you all come across such a tomato pest which is called Kantangaze? Have you heard of Kantangaze? Do you know the massiveness of Kantangaze? Have anyone who has planted or engaged in a tomato, tomato business and came across such a pest? Yes. So, as you know, this tomato pest Kantangaze is a very vulnerable pest. And scientifically, it's actually called tuta absoluta. So this Saltuta absoluta was firstly reported in 2015 in Arusha regions. And it broke a record of destroying almost 800 acres of tomatoes to 100% yield loss of tomatoes. Don't you think this is very troublesome? It is very dangerous because imagine the farmers who are engaging in agriculture in tomatoes. They could be suffering a lot of loss. So, of course, there must be an alternative. So this is where I came up with an invention of isolating this fungus from the soil. And we got a number of pure fungal isolates. And these pure fungal isolates, you just dissolve them in water. And once we dissolved in the water, we sprayed on these larvae of Kantangaze in the laboratory. And boom, the dead Kantangaze is there. And we didn't add any chemicals, just the fungus inside the water. And these fungus actually killed this larvae. You can see this is the larvae. And the whitish material you see is the same fungus that I manifested. So you can see this is very exciting, isn't it? We don't use any chemicals. We just use the fungus, which are very abundant in soil, the soil that you step on your feet. So this is a very exciting inversion. And so then, it was not only the fungus, the first fungus, but a number of them. And these are the examples of the fungus. The first one gave 100% mortality. The second one gave 60%, and the other one gave 40%. You can be asking yourself, does this only end in the laboratory? Of course, it does not end in the laboratory. It is very applicable, and it is very possible to take it away to the laboratory and to the farmers, to our own parents, to our own self, that we can control this devastating pest. So what are the implications of these results? First of all, we have found an alternative way from chemicals, pesticides, into use biological pesticides. And these results are potential towards fighting not only Kantangaze, but also you can use it to control or to kill other pests of like maize, like all other kinds of vegetables. And also this biopesticide is a promising tool towards achieving the global agenda of sustainable development. Example, we end poverty. Once we be able to use these biopesticides, we get much more yields that will make, will sustain the economy of farmers. We'll be able to overcome hunger because we have much yield from different crops. Of course, we'll be able to maintain the organism underwater, the life underwater. And of course, we'll also be able to maintain life on land. There will be no autism, there will be no cancer, there will be no such different diseases that are caused by the chemicals that we come into contact, not only through spraying, but you can even come into contact through the cycle that I've shown. So guys, I encourage you, let's shift from chemical pesticides and let's get back to biopesticides. Thank you for listening.
Asante sana, asante sana. Thank you so much. So a little reminder before we continue, for all the millennials in the room and for the non-millennials, whenever you tweet or send a picture on Instagram about today's events, please do not forget the hashtag KeshoLeoDWITV. So next up is Hezekia Bwei Sawa. Karibu sana.
Huyu mwingine sasa amekwisha fika katika stage hapo kwa ajili ya kuanza kutoa presentation yake kama lile wazo ambalo yeye analiamini kwamba litakwenda kuleta matokeo mapya.
I am standing here to show the alternative materials for solar electricity. You can see some pictures here. This shows the applications of the solar in our real life. Okay, sorry for using some of your times. Why do we need solar? Why do we need solar electricity? currently the global energy demand has increased rapidly. And the most source of energy depends on the fossil fuels, which face a number of challenges, including the price fluctuations and the emission of the carbon dioxide gases and the other greenhouse gases that contribute to the air pollutions. To overcome these issues, solar energy has a potential to be the alternative. This energy comes from the sun. And good news is this: sun has the capability of providing the energy that can meet the demand of the global energies. But only problem we have is this: is our ability to make the system that can convert the solar energy into the electrical energy for our human use and industrial use. Sorry. And this energy is converted into, this is one way direction, I don't know. Sorry. And this solar energy is converted into electricity by using the solar panels. Solar panels is a combination of the solar cells. Solar cells are connected in series in order to increase the output of the solar cells. And most of the solar panels nowadays which are used in the market are made up by silicon materials whose technology of production is very expensive. Hence, only developed countries are involved in production of these solar cells. And this makes the initial cost of the solar system to be very high. So, there is a need to develop the solar cell which utilize the alternative material which are locally available. So that even as Tanzania, we can involve in this program. And such has been done for different materials. It has been observed that the solar cells, which utilize copper, zinc, tin, and selenium, have the potential properties that meet the requirement for the manufacture of the efficient and the cost-effective solar cells. So, still, it has some drawbacks. In my study, I have investigated several parameters upon this. As you can see here, we have a different arrangement. We have arrangement like here we have copper, zinc, tin. These are the metals which we are using. So these metals are coated in sequence. It means we coat one, the other on the top of the other one, on top of the other ones. So I have studied the arrangement and the other fabrication conditions. And I find that from a study, the best arrangement that can result to the improved efficiency of the solar cells is when preparing the sample, the copper is deposited first, and then tin material is deposited at the top of the copper, followed of the zinc, and then followed by the copper. And this sample can be annealed or can be heated at temperature of 550 degrees centigrade. And out of this, we find that the best arrangement was very good, and it has shown the high absorption coefficients, which is enough for the manufacture of the commercial solar cells. And as you know now, this issue of the global pollution is in concern. This study also has a potential to our countries. As I say that we are using the materials which we have in our countries, we have in Africans, and the technology which is required to produce them is not very high. It's just it's less compared to the other ones. So it provides the room and the chance for developing countries like us to participate in these programs. And this also lies with the Sustainable Development Energy Goals. Goal number 7, which is clean energy, affordable and clean energy. And it lies with another one, goal number 9, which is industry, innovations, and infrastructures. Not only that, Tanzania now we are moving. We need the vision of our country is to take our country economically to the middle economy through industrializations. And the electricity is a key component to make the industries, not only the industries, but also for our human use. And we also reduce the effect of the air pollution to our countries. So, this is the end of my presentation. I would like to acknowledge different people, organization, University of Dar es Salaam, and the other, as you can see there. And also, this study was done at the University of Dar es Salaam, Physics Department. So if you are in need of the issue of solar energies, you need maybe training and whatever, I wish to welcome you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hezekiah Y, for a wonderful presentation. And now to our next contestant. His name is Yassini Shahidu. Let's welcome Yassini Shahidu to the stage, please.
Mshiriki mwingine anakuja kutoa wazo lake la kibunifu hapa, na tutakwenda kusikiliza kwa pamoja na kutazama kile ambacho anakiwasilisha hapa. Tukumbuke kwamba tuna washiriki takriban 8 hivi ambao wana mawazo ya kibunifu na wanafanyia hapa ufafanuzi ili waweze kuona kama kweli tutaipata ile kesho ambayo inahitajika. Mtazamaji, nikukumbushe tuko mubashara kutokea makumbusho taifa, nyumba ya utamaduni hapa Posta jijini Dar es Salaam, ambapo ndo hasa shughuli hii inafanyika hapa.
Someone might ask himself that, he or she, you might be asking yourself that if this guy is serious, but unfortunately the answer is yes, because I'm presenting something which most of you know it, but according to your perception, it means you can't even understand what the positive impact which you can obtain from this kind of hemp. My title for this, it was to show you manufacturing of eco-friendly textile from non-psychoactive hemp. So we do ask ourselves, what kind of plant do we have in this country? We have a lot of plants which are used to manufacture textile products. But I have come with a solution on this, and I'm sorry, may you allow me to switch to Swahili language so that I can be understood? Yes. Sasa, katika viwanda vyetu vya textile, kuna changamoto moja tulionayo. Kwanza kabisa, tuna changamoto ya upatikanaji wa materials kwa ajili ya kutengenezea textiles. I've switched this language because we are Swahilians. And yeah, that's all. So, katika viwanda vyetu tuna changamoto ya matumizi ya kemikali na vitambaa ambavyo vinatengenezwa kwa kutumia material ya scissors ya cotton. Kwa sababu hiyo nimeona ni vyema nije ni waletee hii hapa hemp. Kwa Kiswahili tunaweza kusema ni bangi. Sorry. Mtaniwea radhi kwa sababu unajua hapa kuna ma-intelligentsia, kuna ma-officer wa polisi, but this is just for fun, and but it's educative. You can learn something from here. Yeah, it's scientific. My professor there is laughing, but sorry. There is something here to discuss with you. First of all, we can differentiate hemp and marijuana. Hemp is an agricultural production. It's an agricultural crop. And marijuana is different from this, but they are from the same family. It's like you're having identical twins, but genetically they are from different sources. They are different families. So here we have hemp and here we have marijuana, but all of these, they perform different functions. Zinafanya kazi tofauti. Tuna fiber ambayo inatokana na hemp, pia tuna oil ambayo inatokana na hemp, pia tuna food ambayo inatokana nini? Na hemp. Lakini katika marijuana tuna THC ambayo ni tetrahydrocannabidiol. This is kind of a component which is found on this kind of cannabis. This is marijuana, and this one is what? Is hemp. But my project deals with production of fiber from this hemp. Hemp, as you can read here, I'm delivering the lecture so that you can understand well, because many of us, we don't understand this kind of plant. We take it as granted that everybody who smoke this is just mtu ambaye amechanganyikiwa fulani, lakini zina aina mbalimbali. Kuna aina ambayo zinapatikana katika cannabis ambayo inaweza kutengenezea vitu mbalimbali. Moja hapo ni hivi hapa tunavyoona mbele yetu. Hemp is a flowering plant, as we see here. It grows almost 15 feet, and it grows everywhere. Kutokana na mazingira nchi yetu ya tuna ukubwa wa ardhi ambao ni sawa na kwa wale watanisaidia, kwa wale watu wa mazingira, tuna environment kubwa sana, yani tuna mazingira ambayo ni makubwa sana kwa ajili ya kugrow hii hemp. So it's a major market. We can produce different things. It's the environmental benefits, and it require only few inputs. It require only little pesticides and artificial fertilizers, and it improves soil aeration. Also, because of our taboos and the stigma, tunaidharau hii hemp kwa sababu tunaona kwamba ni zao ambalo mwisho wa siku unaweza kuaffect vijana wetu au zikatuaffect sisi, lakini tunaweza tuka-extract something. Lakini hemp historically it was cultivated in China and other EU countries, as you can see here, before century 2800 kule ilikuwa ishawahi kulimwa. Na lakini mbali na hiyo, all parts of the plant can be utilized from seeds. From seeds we can extract something. We can extract oil, we can extract biomasses, and also we can extract biofuels. Also we can have other alternative sources such as cotton and sisal. Also, for those who are reading and studying chemistry and biology, you can help me on this, but hemp has less tetrahydrocannabinoid, less than 0.3%. This tetrahydrocannabinoids ndio ile inamfanya mtu anakuwa akivuta anakuwa high. Kwa ili kutusaidia sisi, unaona, it has low psychoactive effects. If ukimruhusu mtu alime kitu ukampa mazingira yale ya ulimaji, mwisho wa siku atakuja na kitu ambacho ni tofauti. Ukiwawezesha wale wawekezaji wakaja na nyenzo zao zote za kufanyia kazi, wakainvest katika hii crop, mwisho wa siku mtakuwa mnawasimamia. Kwa mkishawasimamia watakuja kuwaletea products ambazo tutakuja kustaja kadri tunavyoendelea na hii lecture. Because cellulose ambayo imo katika hemp, it's almost 75%, and hemicellulose, lignin, those percent, and other things which are found in this kind of plant. Also, we have a lot of social benefits which are very, very, very important for this. We have economic benefits. When the social benefits, we can increase the research. For us as students here, we have to make research about this plant because kwa sababu da perceptions za watu, ndo maana inatufanya sisi tusiweze kuinvest pesa nyingi kwa sababu ya kufanyia research. So we have to look forward to go through this and do research. So economic benefits, by growing this, we can create jobs. Jobs will be created. Also, we have environmental benefits. It uses pesticides which are very low, and almost it can be grown everywhere. Cellulose fiber, it produces papers, bast fiber, thermoplastic. Hemp is not a bad thing. It can help the environment in so many ways, and it's substitute. So I can say to all of you that we have to legalize hemp. So, sorry for that, but hemp, we can compare it with the trees. Let's compare hemp with the tree. Here my fellow has been talking about the production of paper and other textile products by using sisal. Here we can use hemp to produce paper. Since viwanda vingi vya paper, kwa wale ambao wanafahamu, wana kemikali ambayo inatumika kutengeneza nini? Kutengeneza karatasi. Hiyo chemically, it's chlorine bleaching, which is used in traditional paper mills and to release toxic substance. It is called dioxin. Hii hapa ni very, very dangerous to our environment. So we can replace this by using what? By using hemp. Also, hemp, it replaces trees as a source of raw materials and paper, whereby it can conserve forests. It takes almost 98 days to grow, almost 3 months. This one, also 1 acre of hemp, it can produce as much as paper as annually 4 acres of trees. We can compare also cotton with hemp. One of my fellows has been talking about the cotton, but we can compare it with the hemp. Pesticides, herbicides and fertilizer is widely used to grow cotton. But we can replace this by using what? By using hemp, where there's no fertilizers used when we grow hemp. Also, hemp it's also used to control weeds. It's a greatly rotational crop. It's a mop crop, I can say that.
Yasini. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mtazamaji wa ITV mubashara kutokea hapa makumbusho ya taifa nyumba ya utamaduni, tukifuatilia mashindano haya. Na huyo ni mshiriki ambaye amemaliza kuwasilisha wazo lake, na kama unavyoshuhudia hivyo makofi ni mengi. Tuone ni wazo la kibunifu, amekuja na njia ambayo imeonekana katika presentation yake, ile wasilishaji wake imeonekana kwamba maneno yale kidogo yakawa yanafurahisha watu. Najua lile zao lile. Basi naam, tuendelee kufuatilia kwa pamoja hapa.
I'm Esther Kaole from the University of Dodoma. Okay. Here comes my project, the development of puncture vine phytochemical extract for sex reverse in night tilapia. Some of them are very afraid of this, the sex reverse. I'm not going to do for you. We are going to do for the night tilapia. Everybody knows about the aquaculture? Oh, aquaculture means the farming of living organisms in aquatic life. I can talk in Swahili because some of them have not understood. Aquaculture means ni ufugaji wa viumbe kwenye maji. Example, plants and animals. And here we are going to talk about the tilapia. Do you know about the tilapia species? Okay, some of them, it's called perege. Okay. Have you ever thought about increasing your aquaculture management flexibility? Do you know, watu wengi Tanzania wanafuga samaki. Na lakini tatizo moja hapo ni kwamba samaki wengi huwa hawakui. And here I'm going to introduce the most solution of it.
Haya, wazo la solution ya samaki, ufugaji wa samaki. Tutazame hapa sasa. Wazo hilo kuhusiana na vile ambavyo ufugaji wa samaki umeonekana kuwepo changamoto, kwa maana kwamba wanakuwa wanafuga wengi lakini samaki wanakuwa hawakui, kama ambavyo mshiriki huyu kutoka UDOM pale chuo kikuu cha Dodoma ametuambia. Na hapa sasa tunakwenda kutazama solution ama suluhu tunasema, tuone vile ambavyo watu wanatakiwa kufuata hiyo ili waweze kuondokana na changamoto hii. Na matangazo moja kwa moja haya kutokea hapa makumbusho taifa nyumba ya utamaduni Posta jijini Dar es Salaam, tukikuletea kupitia ITV Super Brand, nami ni Wilberforce Ngoto. Na mtazamaji, kama utakumbuka mchakato huu ulitangazwa na washiriki walikuwa sio hawa tu, lakini walikuwa ni idadi kidogo, wakachuja wakapatikana hawa. Tuendelee hapa.
I've got a solution of this. Can I tell you a short story? Once upon a time, I went to the market and I saw two people arguing. He was a male and a female. I speak in Swahili, but understand. Wakati wakiwa sokoni, huyu kaka anaitwa Mr. Kazimoto alikuwa anataka anunue samaki. Lakini akaona samaki ni wadogo sana. And akawa naogopa kwa sababu kuna hormones, some of hormones ambazo zinatumika kwenye ukuaji wa samaki in aquaculture production. Na mfano hizo hormone ni 17 methyl testosterone. Alivyokuwa anaangalia hii hormone akawa anaogopa kununua ile samaki kwa sababu alikuwa anahisi hizo hormones zinaweza kumaffect. When I passed over there, I heard them arguing. And nikasema, why this? I have to go and think of it and solve this kind of problem. Nikaenda, nikakaa nyumbani, nikawaza, what can I do? Nikaja na idea moja hapo. Nikaja na idea kutokea kwenye mimea. Do you know that it's not very important, it is not good in our health to use chemicals. Now 17 methyl testosterone is a chemical. So nikaja na idea moja hapo ya kutumia this kind of tree, the puncture vine. In science we call tuberous sclerosis. This puncture vine, its common name you can say catfish, goat or bullhead. and it's favorable in dry climatic areas. And we can get worldwide example in Southern Europe, Africa, South Eurasia, and Australia. The part of the plant that we are going to use are the seeds. And how can we introduce to fish? Through feeding. Do you know that this kind of plant, it's mainly occur everywhere in this world, especially in dry climatic areas. So how can we use our fish? We are going through feeding. And which species favor this hormone? We are going to use tilapia, that is perege. My friend say hello, and she needs to grow pretty. Before this, first of all, at the head we saw that we are going to change the monosex. Do you know the meaning of monosex? Monosex ni kufuga aina moja ya samaki ambao ni samaki wa kiume. Tuna change jinsia. Don't afraid of this. This is science. So that to solve that problem of Mr. Kazimoto, because they saw the fish they are very small in size. So when we are going to use monosex, we are going to make our fish to become large. And why are we making this male fish? Male fish, they grow very fast, first of all. Male fish, they grow into large size. So to solve Mr. Kazimoto's problem, we are going to change the fish from female to male. And how are we going to do? We are going to use the puncture vine tree. And the part of the tree we are going to use are the seeds. We are going to grind the seeds. After that, we are going to make it in form of powder. And then we are going to add to the feeding. And this does not contain any kind of chemicals. Okay? This is natural because these are the plants. And you know that fish are the herbivores. They eat plants. So this is not chemical. It is natural. And here my fellows say, I need to grow pretty. Do you know what's interesting about fish? Most of the fish species, the male, are more beautiful and more interesting than the female. Have you ever heard about that? Yeah. So she needs to grow very pretty. So she wants to be a male so that she can grow beautiful, pretty, and fast, and in a large size. The hormones or the chemicals that are very important to these plants are the isoflavonoids, flavonoids, and saponins. These are the three main chemicals which they act to the fish. They are going to stimulate the fish. It will go very fast. So these are the natural compounds. They do not produce any kind of effect to your fish. Hence, when I got this solution, I went to Mr. Kazimoto and told him, and now he's a fishmonger. And can you see this kind of fish, the tilapia fish? And now he's selling them. He's really happy about the kind of the hormone that I offered him. Do you know the importance? I told you the importance of the monosex. When you apply monosex, you make your fish to become large in size, and this will help very much in aquaculture production, especially in Tanzania. When you apply monosex reverse in tilapia fish, we are going to increase the aquaculture production in industry. We are going to get a lot of protein through fish, and also, can you see this kind of food? I think it's very delicious. Okay, when you eat a lot of fish, we get a lot of protein. We get a lot of fats from it. And also, we become healthy, as you can see me here. I like eating fish very much. Okay. My friends, I came with them. They are saying, we are here to save you and your health and the economy too. So when you use phytochemical from the puncture vine trees, you are going to make your fish to become large, and also you are going to increase the economy individually and worldwide. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you, Esther.
Naam, mtazamaji umeshuhudia hapo, na huyo mshiriki kutokea chuo kikuu cha Dodoma amewasilisha ubunifu wake, wazo la kibunifu kuhusiana na ufugaji wa samaki, ambapo kwa jicho lake ametazamia kwamba akaona kumekuwa na changamoto ya muda mrefu kuhusiana na wako na ufugaji huu wa samaki. Umekuwa wakikosa namna bora kuweza kuhitimisha ufugaji wao, kwa maana kwamba samaki zinafugwa lakini zinakuwa zinakoma.
Camilla Ranson, who talked about, can we have some silence please? Thank you. So Camilla Ranson was talking about biopesticides that can increase the pesticides that can be used to increase phytochemical extract for monosex population of tilapia, especially male ones. The puncture line also stimulates fish growth. She was talking about that too, right? Oh, Camilla was talking about the fungi. Okay, she was talking about the pesticides, the fungi which be used also for tomato. She talked about tomato plantations a lot here. I think you remember about that. And then there was Ezekiah Bwaisawa, who was talking about CSTSE thin film solar cells, the different kinds of solar cells, which are alternative for silicon-based solar cells. They are less. You can't spend a lot of money on these ones as well.
Then we had Yassini, who gave us a very entertaining and interesting use for non-psychoactive hemp for textile, for eco-friendly textile. And then we had Esther, who talked about safer solutions for creations of monosex tilapia population here.
Well, we thank all the contestants. A last round of applause to all of them, please. And now, we're going to play some music here while we give our judges a few minutes to finalize the evaluation on who is going to be there. And in very few minutes, we're going to find out among these 8 who are our 3 top winners. Let's go for a short, very break. Please don't go outside. Please don't move, and please don't make noise so that the judges don't make a mistake in choosing the winner. Thank you very much for keeping calm.
Mkutano wa 39 wa wakuu wa nchi za serikali za Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika SADC utafanyika jijini Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Kauli mbiu ni mazingira wezeshi kibiashara kwa maendeleo jumuishi na endelevu ya viwanda. Zimebaki siku 6.
You're most welcome, Tanzania.
Leo tumekuja kupokea kundi la waandishi wa habari pamoja na mawakala wa utalii ambao wanatoka katika nchi 4 za Mashariki ya Mbali.
Kuna tour operators kutoka Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines na Thailand.
Wageni hao watakuwa hapa nchini kwa muda wa siku 6. Watakutana na wakala wenzao wa utalii wa hapa Tanzania ambao wengi wao ni wanachama wa chama cha mawakala wa utalii TATO. Wageni hao watatembelea baadhi ya vivutio vya utalii.
We are going to the Serengeti and Ngorongoro.
Wengi waliokuja ni decision makers. Kwa hiyo tunaamini kwamba wataanza kuuza utalii wa makundi na utalii wa mmoja mmoja kuja katika eneo hili.
Welcome to Tanzania, beautiful country.
Ofa. Msimu mwingine wa maonesho ya 88 utakaofanyika katika mkoa wa Simiyu kitaifa. Kama kawaida, vituo vyako bora vya ITV Super Brand, Radio 1, Capital Radio na Capital TV. Kwa kujua umuhimu wa kutangaza biashara yako, wanakuletea ofa kabambe. Kwa bei ya punguzo, nunua matangazo manne ya graphics sekunde 30 kwa shilingi 600. Kwa upande wa radio, matangazo madogo madogo, yani mention advert manne kwa shilingi 100,000. Ofa hii inahusisha pia vipindi vya dakika 5 na dakika 10 kwenye TV na brand talk kwenye radio. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana na idara ya masoko kwa simu namba 0658777144 na 0676777147. Ofa hii ni kuanzia tarehe mosi Agosti 2019 hadi tarehe 15 Agosti 2019.
Mkutano wa 39 wa wakuu wa nchi na serikali za Jumuiya ya Maendeleo Kusini mwa Afrika SADC utafanyika jijini Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Zaidi ya wageni 1000 wanatarajiwa kwenye mkutano huu utakaotanguliwa na maonesho ya bidhaa za viwanda kutoka nchi wanachama kuanzia tarehe 5 hadi 9 Agosti 2019 katika ukumbi wa mikutano wa kimataifa Mwalimu Julius Nyerere jijini Dar es Salaam. Washiriki watapata fursa ya kutembelea baadhi ya viwanda ili kujionea na kujifunza shughuli za uendeshaji viwanda nchini. Kauli mbiu ni mazingira wezeshi ya kibiashara kwa maendeleo jumuishi na endelevu ya viwanda. Changamkia fursa hii kwa kujisajili katika anwani inayopatikana katika tovuti ya Wizara ya Viwanda na Biashara www.mit.go.tz.
Katika kipima joto wiki hii, ugonjwa wa homa ya ini, je, jamii ina uelewa wa kutosha katika kuudhibiti?
Mimi kwa ushauri wangu, labda serikali ingeangalia ni namna gani, kwa sababu inaonekana ni ugonjwa ambao unatishia sana, unakuja kwa kasi sana kwenye jamii yetu. Ingeangalia ni namna gani hasa hii elimu ingeweza kuwafikia watu.
Katika takwimu ambazo wamezisema, kwa wale ambao wamejitokeza waliopatikana na ugonjwa huo ni wengi walikuwa hawajijui kwanza. Kwa hiyo wakawapa tiba, na wengine ambao bado hawana wakawapa hiyo chanjo, lakini inaonekana kabisa kitakwimu ni ugonjwa ambao unatisha na watu hatujielewi kama tunao.
Na posta zinavyoonyesha kwamba athari ni nyingi kuliko kuelezea kuna faida gani za kupata hiyo chanjo. Kwa hiyo ni kama posta zinavyotoka ni kama vile tishio, lakini huelewa kwamba homa ya ini ni nini hatuna kama wanajamii.
Sidhani kama jamii imeweza kuelewa ugonjwa huu kama vile ambavyo wangepaswa kuelewa.
Usikose kipindi hiki ambacho kujia moja kwa moja kutoka studio zetu za ITV, na wewe mtazamaji wetu unakaribishwa kushiriki kwa njia ya simu ukiuliza maswali au kutoa hoja.
Ni Ijumaa saa 3 usiku kupitia vituo vyako vya ITV, Radio 1 na Capital Radio. Usikose.
Kipima joto sasa kinapatikana mubashara kupitia Facebook @ITV Tanzania na YouTube ITV Tanzania.
Marudio ya kipindi hiki utayapata Jumatatu saa 4 kamili usiku katika kituo chako cha Capital TV.
ITV daima, Super Brand Afrika Mashariki.
Wafuatao ni waandishi wa habari wa ITV waliotapakaa ndani ya Tanzania kanda kaskazini.
Kutoka hapa katika eneo la Mto Mkomazi uliopo wilayani Korogwe mkoa wa Tanga ni William Mgazija, ITV.
Hapa ndipo ambapo alifika hayati baba wa taifa Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere kwa mara ya kwanza wilayani hapa kuja kuongea na wananchi katika harakati za kudai uhuru. Nikiripoti kutoka katika nembo hii ya Handeni ambayo pengine ndio kumbukumbu halisi ya kufika kwa Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, mimi ni Kasim Sonyo wa ITV.
Kutoka hapa Makuyuni wilayani Monduli mkoani Arusha, mimi ni Asraji Mvungi, ITV.
Nikiripoti kutoka katika eneo hili la Komoto hapa mjini Babati yalipo makao makuu ya mkoa huu wa Manyara, ni Charles Masanyika, ITV.
Kutoka katika stendi hii kuu ya mabasi hapa mkoani Arusha, Halfani Lihundi, ITV.
Kutoka eneo la manispaa ya Moshi mkoani Kilimanjaro, mimi James Paul wa ITV.
Nikiripoti kutoka mkoani Kilimanjaro, mimi ni Fadhila Omari wa ITV.
Nikiripoti kutoka hapa katikati ya jiji la Arusha, eneo la Clock Tower, naitwa Mwanaidi Mkwizu wa ITV.
Kumbuka, taarifa zote zinazoruka ITV katika habari za saa, jiji letu na hapa na pale hazilipiwi, ni bure.
ITV daima, super brand Afrika Mashariki.
Yeah, it looks like it was a very, very hard job, right? Well, very nice. Let's proceed, Zach.
So, are we ready? Are we ready to hear our 3 winners? I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. Are we ready? Drum roll, please. DJ, drum roll. Thank you. So, without further ado, please give it up for our second runner-up, third winner, Miss Camilla Ranson. Congratulations, Camilla. Congratulations. Applauses. So, drum roll, DJ, drum roll. Now, do you want to hear our first runner-up? Do we? I can't hear you. Do we want to know who's our first runner-up? Yay! Then our first runner-up, our second winner is Mr. Coleman Detembea. Congratulations. And there's his iPad.
Okay. Who are the remaining ones? Can we have the remaining ones here, please? Can you step forward a little bit? Okay. Now these are the remaining contestants. A round of applause to all of them, please. Can we be silent, please? I'm not going to give this award if we're not silent. Please? Yes. Well, ladies and gentlemen. With me, I have the name of the winner of the Kesho Leo Science Slam 2019, made by ITV and DW and the College of Natural and Applied Science of the University of Dar es Salaam. To our winner this evening. the one and only. Are we ready?
Are we ready? Are we ready?
Christina Frederick.
Congratulations, Christina.
Well, she wins an iMac, and that's why she's like, you know, she's enjoying herself. A round of applause to Christina, please. Christina, yeah, your present is there? Oh, wow. Yes, and before we proceed.
So before we proceed, congratulations again, Christina. But for the other contestants, you had all great presentations, and we would love to reward you certificates for your participation for this year's Science Lab. Please, Esther, come for your check.
These are all winners, ladies and gentlemen. These are all winners. Please, a round of applause to her. Yes, she won that too.
Yasidi, please come forward. Hezekiah, please come forward. Cosmas, please come forward. Applause, applause, applause. And finally, Idrissa, please come forward. A round of applause again for all our participants. Please, louder, louder, louder.
Well, thank you very much. Can we have all the contestants, the other contestants, please go down? We'll remain with the jury as well as the guest of honor. Another round of applause to the contestants. Yes. Christina, can you speak?
Oh, okay. I'm so much grateful to the judges.
No, I just asked if you can speak.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Okay, how do you feel after winning?
Oh my God, I feel so nice. And I'm just so excited. You prepare for something expecting you'd win, but then when you come on stage, you're like, oh my God.
What's next for you?
I think I'm just gonna endeleza project yangu, right? Because I want to make my country very famous. You see me wearing this, it's because I love my country very much.
Well, thank you very, very much. As we are having the celebrations for Christina, can we have the celebrations for Christina, please? Can we have the celebrations for Christina? Let's go, let's go, let's go. A round of applause. Let's go, let's go. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Woo! Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And we have our champion over here. We have all the panelists as well as Madame Joyce Mahavile. And I think she's very happy because 2 of the winners are women. I think that's astonishing and overwhelming. Well, we thank you very much. Everybody who was watching live from home, we thank you very much for watching from the beginning. I hope this science slum will help you to become a scientist yourself. And then maybe next year, DW, ITV, and University of Dar es Salaam will be generous enough to give us another science slum. I'm Sebastian Koloa. I was with
Zainab Tambo. And please do not forget to tune in Mondays 6:30 for the Kesho Leo program.
Yes.
Thank you very much and have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Well, now for those who are inside here, please don't leave. We have an announcement for you, and then we are going to have pictures with all the finalists. Can all the finalists please come back on stage so that we can have pictures with the panelists, the jury, as well as Madam Havile. All the finalists. Everybody else, please. Let's wait a little bit, and then we'll be allowed to go.
Na mtazamaji wa ITV Superbrand Afrika Mashariki, kwa kufuatilia matangazo moja kwa moja kutoka hapa Makumbusho ya Taifa, nyumba utamaduni Posta jijini Dar es Salaam. Umeshuhudia, umetazama mwenyewe, na mshindi hatimaye huyo ameibuka kidedea. Wale wengi waliokuwepo ama walioshiriki pia ni washindi, na hatimaye ameibuka huyo. Najua mawazo mengi yalikuwa ni bora, lakini vile vile katika ushindani wote lazima patikane mshindi mmoja ambaye sasa tumeshuhudia kwa pamoja amejinyakulia zawadi kadhaa hapo, kama ambavyo umeshuhudia kupitia runinga yako. Naam, tuko tukiruka kutokea hapa Posta jijini Dar es Salaam, na shughuli nzima sasa nafikiri majaji, lakini kama unavyoshuhudia hapo, hao ni washiriki wote ambao walikuwa katika kinyang'anyiro hiki, ukiwashuhudia hapo katika runinga yako. Takriban washiriki 8 kutokea vyuo tofauti vya nchini hapa Tanzania, na hatimaye amepatikana mshindi mmoja. Licha ya kuwa na mawazo bora wengi wao, lakini vile vile katika ushindani basi lazima tupate mmoja. Naam, sisi tuseme tu naam, lakini haya ni mawazo bora ambayo yamekuwa yakitafutwa, na lengo hasa la kufanyika kwa mchakato huu ilikuwa ni kupata ama kujaribu kuwapatia platform ama njia vijana wetu ambao wanakuwa na mawazo yao, na hili limefanyika kupitia shirika la utangazaji la Ujerumani Deutsche Welle kwa kushirikiana nasi ITV, lakini hapo pamoja na ndaki ya sayansi asilia na tumizi ya chuo kikuu cha Dar es Salaam, ambapo huu mchakato kama ulikuwa ufahamu ulifanyika. Waliwasilisha muhtasari wa project zao ama mawazo ya ubunifu ya kisayansi ambayo yaliweza kuleta manufaa, ambayo yataweza kuleta manufaa. Kwa maana hiyo washiriki walikuwa ni wengi, sio tu hawa 8 ambao tumeshuhudia hapa ama kwa watazama kwa pamoja, walipitia katika mchujo na hatimaye kupatikana hawa 8 ambao leo hii ndio wamekuja kushiriki hapa, na hatimaye amepatikana. Walikuwa washiriki wengi zaidi ya hawa ambao wako hapa, sio kama 8 tu ambao walitajwa, manake ni wazo ambalo lilikuwa lilitolewa na ikatokea nafasi ya wao kuwasilisha mawazo yao. Na mshindi wa 3 amepata tuzo, lakini na simu aina ya iPhone X Max. Lakini wa pili pia, mshiriki wa pili amepata tuzo na iPad MacBook Pro pamoja na tuzo. Naam, mshiriki huyo.
Hi, asanteni sana jamani, everybody for coming.
Na nikukumbushe tu kwamba mshindi wa kwanza pia amepata tuzo pamoja na MacBook Pro.
Asante.
Mshindi wa kwanza kati ya hawa ni mpya kabisa. Hizo zote nikukumbushe tu kwamba ni tunda, ama kwa lugha ya kimombo zinaitwa Apple, na katika brand hiyo. Matangazo mubashara kabisa kutoka hapa Makumbusho ya Taifa, nyumba ya utamaduni Posta jijini Dar es Salaam, na tumekuwa tukiruka kutokea hapa ukitazama kutokea kona tofauti kupitia ITV Superbrand Afrika Mashariki matangazo haya, na tumehakikisha kwamba yale yote ambayo tumetarajia, basi hapana shaka hata kama hujapata nafasi ya kuweza kufika hapa utakuwa umepata uhondo wote.
In the first ever science slam in Tanzania. Karibuni sana. Kwaherini.
Haya, kwaherini sana. Naomba mpige makofi huku mnaondoka.
88 ofa. Msimu mwingine wa maonesho ya 88 utakaofanyika katika mkoa wa Simiyu kitaifa. Kama kawaida, vituo vyako bora vya ITV Super Brand, Radio 1, Capital Radio na Capital TV. Kwa kujua umuhimu wa kutangaza biashara yako, wanakuletea ofa kabambe. Kwa bei ya punguzo, nunua matangazo manne ya graphics sekunde 30 kwa shilingi 600. Kwa upande wa radio, matangazo madogo madogo, yani mention advert, manne kwa shilingi 100,000. Ofa hii inahusisha pia vipindi vya dakika 5 na dakika 10 kwenye TV na brand talk kwenye radio. Kwa maelezo zaidi, wasiliana na idara ya masoko kwa simu namba 0658777144 na 0676777147. Ofa hii ni kuanzia tarehe mosi Agosti 2019 hadi tarehe 15 Agosti 2019.
Katika kipima joto wiki hii, ugonjwa wa homa ya ini, je, jamii ina uelewa wa kutosha katika kuudhibiti?
Mimi kwa ushauri wangu, labda serikali ingeangalia ni namna gani, kwa sababu inaonekana ni ugonjwa ambao unatishia sana na unakuja kwa kasi sana kwenye jamii yetu. Ingeangalia ni namna gani hasa hii elimu ingeweza kuwafikia watu.
Katika takwimu ambazo wamezisema, kwa wale ambao wamejitokeza waliopatikana na ugonjwa huo ni wengi walikuwa hawajijui kwanza. Kwa hiyo wakawapa tiba na wengine ambao bado hawana wakawapa hiyo chanjo, lakini inaonekana kabisa kitakwimu ni ugonjwa ambao unatisha na watu hatujielewi kama tunao.
Na posta zinaonyesha kwamba athari ni nyingi kuliko kuelezea kuna faida gani za kupata hiyo chanjo. Kwa hiyo ni kama posta zinavyotoka ni kama vile tishio, lakini huelewa kwamba homa ya ini ni nini hatuna kama wanajamii.
Sidhani kama jamii imeweza kuelewa ugonjwa huu kama vile ambavyo wangepaswa kuelewa.
Usikose kipindi hiki ambacho kujia moja kwa moja kutoka studio zetu za ITV, na wewe mtazamaji wetu unakaribishwa kushiriki kwa njia ya simu ukiuliza maswali au kutoa hoja.
Ni Ijumaa saa 3 usiku kupitia vituo vyako vya ITV, Radio 1 na Capital Radio. Usikose.
Kipima joto sasa kinapatikana mubashara kupitia Facebook @ITV Tanzania na YouTube ITV Tanzania.
Marudio ya kipindi hiki utayapata Jumatatu saa 4 kamili usiku katika kituo chako cha Capital TV.
ITV daima, Super Brand Afrika Mashariki.
You are most welcome, Tanzania.
Leo tumekuja kupokea kundi la waandishi wa habari pamoja na mawakala wa utalii ambao wanatoka katika nchi 4 za Mashariki ya Mbali.
Kuna tour operators kutoka Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines na Thailand.
Wageni hao watakuwa hapa nchini kwa muda wa siku 6. Watakutana na wakala wenzao wa utalii wa hapa Tanzania ambao wengi wao ni wanachama wa chama cha mawakala wa utalii TATO. Wageni hao watatembelea baadhi ya vivutio vya utalii.
We are going to the Serengeti and Ngorongoro.
Wengi waliokuja ni decision makers. Kwa hiyo tunaamini kwamba wataanza kuuza utalii wa makundi na utalii wa mmoja mmoja kuja katika eneo hili.
Welcome to Tanzania, beautiful country.
Kuhifadhi tembo wetu ni muhimu sana kwa sababu tembo hawa ni urithi wetu ambao tumeachiwa na vizazi vingi vilivyopita. Kuhifadhi tembo hawa hakusaidii tu utalii wa nchi yetu, lakini inasaidia kuachia watoto wetu nao wapate urithi na kitu cha kuangalia. Na nafikiri kama wazazi wetu na mababu na mabibi zetu waliweza kuwalinda tembo hawa tukawakuta na sisi, ni jukumu letu kama Watanzania, kama wazazi kuhakikisha kwamba na watoto wetu wanakuja kufurahia kuona wanyama ambao Mungu ametubariki kutuwekea nchini kwetu.
Sekta ya utalii ni muhimu sana katika uchumi wa taifa letu la Tanzania. Hadi sasa hivi sekta hii inachangia 17.5% ya mapato la taifa. Yaani kweli kabisa hadi sasa hivi karibu 98 ya watalii au wageni wanaotembelea hifadhi zetu za taifa ni wageni kutoka nje. Katika eneo la utalii wa ndani bado mwamko wa Watanzania uko chini sana. Bado hawajafikia mahali pa kuona ni kwa namna gani watumie siku zao za mapumziko katika hifadhi hizi za taifa. Hifadhi ambazo zina mandhari nzuri sana. Kwa hiyo niseme kwa ujumla mwamko wa Watanzania kutembelea hifadhi zetu hizi za taifa uko chini. Mnyama tembo kwa sisi wa hifadhi ni mnyama muhimu sana. Katika sekta ya uhifadhi bila tembo hakuna wanyama wengine wote. Kwenye maeneo haya yaliyotengwa kisheria kama hifadhi za taifa, tembo ndiye mnyama ambaye anaweza kubadilisha mazingira ya huko porini ili wanyama wengine, simba, chui na pundamilia na wengine waweze kuishi. Ni tembo ambaye anaweza kuvunja miti hapa ukadhani anafanya uharibifu, lakini kwa kufanya vile anatengeneza mazingira ya wanyama wengine waweze kupita, anatengeneza mazingira ya mandhari ya uhifadhi iweze kuonekana vizuri ili wanyama wengine hata kama simba wale wa uwindaji waweze kuona vizuri. Ni mnyama tembo vile vile ambaye kwa kutumia maumbile yake anaweza kuhamisha mbegu za miti, za mimea mbalimbali kutoka eneo moja kwenda eneo jingine. Lakini mnyama tembo katika swala zima la uhifadhi anatufundisha hata sisi binadamu ni namna gani wanavyojua kujali. Ukikuta katika kundi la tembo mathalan wana mtoto, anavyolinda yule mtoto, nadhani sisi kama binadamu sasa hivi tunapaswa kuiga hata mfano wa tembo. Wanatufundisha tabia nyingi sana hata sisi binadamu, kuona namna gani katika maisha yetu tunaweza kuwajali familia zetu, hata watoto wetu.
Mimi kama mama, mimi kama mzazi huwa napenda sana kuzungumza na watoto wangu kuhusu tembo na kuhusu wanyama kwa ujumla. Na ukiwauliza watoto wangu ambao kwa sasa wana miaka 3.5, wanaweza kukuambia wanyama wengi sana ambao wanapatikana Tanzania na vile vile hata wanyama ambao hawapatikani Tanzania. Ni muhimu sana kuwafundisha watoto wetu kuhusu wanyama, kwa sababu unapowafundisha watoto kuhusu wanyama unawajengea unajengea kitu ndani cha kuwa wanapenda wanyama. Maana kama tunavyojua watoto wanajifunza vitu vingi sana kutoka kwa wazazi, na kama mzazi una jukumu la kuwafundisha watoto wako kuhusu urithi wetu, kuhusu wanyama wetu na vitu vinginevyo pia. Niliopeleka Serengeti kutembelea mbuga za wanyama, na pamoja kwamba ni wao bado ni watoto wadogo, walifurahia sana kwenda kwenye mbuga za wanyama. Tukio kule waliweza kujifunza sio tu kwa kusikia kwamba kuna tembo, sijui kuna twiga, sijui kuna pundamilia. Walipata nafasi ya kuona wale wanyama ambao walikuwa wanawasikia na pengine hata kuwasoma kwenye vitabu.
Wanyama walio katika hatari hii ya kuvamiwa na majangili, na hapa nifafanue niweke wazi, ni tembo na faru. Na tembo kwa maana ya meno, si pembe, lakini faru kwa maana ya pembe zao. Wanyama hawa wako katika hatari ya kutoweka kwa sababu ya vitendo viovu vinavyofanywa na majangili kwa tamaa binafsi, uchu wa fedha na mambo yanayofanana kama hayo ya kifisadi.
Kwa nafikiri watoto, mradi mtoto akiwa amefikia katika umri ambao anaweza kuelewa kuhusu wanyama ama anaweza kuongea naye kuhusu mambo mbalimbali, unaweza kumchukua mtoto ukampeleka kwenye mbuga za wanyama ili ajifunze zaidi. Mradi tu unahakikisha kwamba mazingira ambayo unampeleka mtoto ni mazingira ambayo ni salama, ambapo unajua kwamba mtoto wako hawezi kupata shida yoyote.
Nitangaze vita TANAPA. Tutapambana na vita dhidi ya ujangili na majangili kuhakikisha kwamba Tanzania inakuwa si sehemu salama ya wao kuishi.